Hey yo, what's goody all my beautiful people out there in the tube of the U? It's your boy J Nuck over here at Hookah, and today I got a brand new review for all of you. It's a new brand to the channel, so very excited about that. Golf clap for that, please. And it is going to be, you know from the title of the video, Shisha Royale OMG S'more. Bang, bang. So, let's go ahead and get right on into it. Actually, before we do that, I am smoking out of my Roy tank. I got my Bambino bowl on there, 2 Jachini flats, my Thunder Dark hose with the tip. I just like to smoke with the tip. I know I'm not sharing with anybody, but that's just how I get down. So for everybody that always asks, why do you smoke with a tip? I just like it. I don't know why. I just like to do it. So with no further ado, let's get into the smell of OMG S'more from Shisha Royale. You definitely are going to smell sweetness right off the bat. Definitely. I get that graham crackery type of scent. And I almost get like a cocoa chocolate. Not necessarily milk chocolate or dark chocolate, but for some reason I'm picking up hints of cocoa. So that's very, 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 very interesting. Since this is a new tobacco, I'm going to attempt to show you the cut. Okay, I don't know how that's translating on the screen. But it's definitely a small choppy cut, not fine like Alpaca or 50 grams. It's a little bit more bigger than that, but it's definitely a small choppy cut for sure, just not fine. I'm also noticing this isn't the most juiciest tobacco that I've seen. I mean, it's not dry, but it's definitely not that juicy. It's not going to be like a Fumari. I'd say it's even a little bit less juicier than a Pure for all of you that are familiar with those brands. So that's something to note on the cut and the juiciness of the tobacco and the smell as well. So let's go ahead and see how that smell translates into the flavor of the smoke. Alright, so I'm definitely getting that graham cracker taste first and foremost. That's like the first thing that's going to hit you. It's definitely going to be super sweet. As far as the chocolate aspect in it, I'm not really getting like a milk chocolate. I'm getting more of like a sweet cocoa. For those of you that are familiar with like a Hershey's cocoa powder, excuse me, that's more of what I'm getting. I'm not getting like a milk chocolatey taste. As far as like a roasted marshmallow, it's kind of there. I attribute more of the sweetness to that marshmallowy aspect. There's a bit of a roasted marshmallow. You got to really be looking for it to know what you're smoking. If you didn't know what this was, I don't think you would really notice that roasted marshmallow, but it is slightly there in an undertone, so I will say that. Yeah, this is definitely going to hit the aspects and the idea of a s'more, but it's not quite what I ate as a child over the campfire. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really capture that s'more taste exactly, but the essence is definitely there. You definitely know, okay, this is a s'more themed flavor. So they kind of hit on that. They kind of did it. It's more of a nostalgia thing with me. Like, I'm just really, I have a lot of good memories tied to being around the campfire with s'mores, and I'm not quite getting that with this, but the idea is definitely there. So I see what they're trying to do as far as that aspect goes, Shisha Royale. So I'll give you a thumbs up still because the idea is there, and I never really smoked any other flavor that really hit on s'mores. So for being the first, for me, you get a thumbs up for sure. Yeah, the idea is definitely there, and this is definitely super duper sweet. If you're into really sweet flavors, you're definitely gonna love this for sure. My O's are a little off. But as far as mixing this, I wouldn't mix it with anything other than a mint. I don't know if you've ever had a mint chocolate s'mores, but it's amazing. And I feel like if I mix like a mint with this, nothing too sweet, just like a pure mint, I feel like you'd get a really nice remix to the s'more. I personally have had a mint chocolate s'more, and it's awesome. So I can't wait to make that mix. This is actually the third time I smoked it. I smoked it with the Lotus the first time. Second time I just went 2 coconut coals with HD foil and my little wind cover. Smoked great. And this is the third time I'm smoking it with just 2 coals on it. I do have a third coal, but I was kind of afraid to add that heat on there. This does take heat pretty well, but I feel like it kind of messes with the flavor a little bit if you throw that third coal on there on a smaller bowl like a Bambino or Alien. So just be wary of that. But as far as the 2 coals, you're not going to get your super duper clouds, but you will get, I think that's the most accurate s'more flavor you'll get is with 2 coals versus extra heat. So take that for what it's worth. But speaking of clouds, let's go ahead and take a look at some. There we go with those Stormtrooper O's. So we definitely got big white puffy clouds, not quite Stormtrooper, probably because I only got 2 coals on there. If I threw that third, the clouds would be enormous and this thing would rip. But for me, it's ripping fine, just fine with the 2 coals. That's the cloud output that I'm satisfied with and I like. So I noticed there were some comments saying that I'm not ripping like I used to. So I'm just not that big of a cloud chaser anymore. But the clouds are definitely there. You're going to experience nice white puffy clouds. Longevity of this definitely lasted a round of coals. The flavor was pretty consistent throughout. It did start to die down around the hour mark, but usually that's when I'm done with my session anyway. So I never go more than 1 round of coals. Well, I shouldn't say never, but 99% of the time I'm only going to go 1 round of coals. On that rare occasion, I might go a second round, but it's very, very, very rare. I wouldn't suggest to do that with this, but I wouldn't suggest to do that with a lot of tobaccos because I like that pure flavor. You know what I mean? I like that really, really strong flavor throughout. So that's just my own personal opinion. This could probably go 2 rounds of coals, but I would say probably around that 30-minute mark of your second round of coals, it'd probably die out. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. I don't know for sure. Like I said, as far as mixing it, I would just only go with mint, which I'm actually going to do right after this. But other than that, if this sounds like something that you would like to try, definitely head on over to 5starhookah.com. Big shout out to Alex and Mary, always holding it down for your boy. If you want to get an additional 15% off items that are not on sale, type in my discount code and I'll hook you up. Would I buy this again? Honestly, probably not. This is not a flavor I don't think I'll be revisiting after I finish it. I'll enjoy my sessions, for the rest of this container, and I'll be mixing it with mint every time, most likely. As a standalone flavor for me personally, it just didn't work. It didn't quite hit s'mores for me, but it definitely hit the idea, the theme of it. I saw where they were going with it. So, again, I'll still give it a thumbs up because this is the first of its kind for me personally that I know of. I never had a s'mores tobacco, so for being the first one for me, I appreciate that. So it kind of gets some brownie points for that. But I'm looking forward to trying some more flavors from Shisha Royale. I do enjoy the way this smokes, so that's good. I just think the flavor didn't really do it for me this go around. But definitely, if you're into s'mores or the idea of it, hit it up. See what you think. Head on over to 5 Star. Let them know Hookah Nucka sent you. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up the review. Let me adjust my coals. And let me fix the camera so I can take you out properly. Ooh. And I'll see you all on the next review. Deuces.